Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to Bucker Coding, or Bucker Code, and this is the second video in my series of Java videos. Last video I showed you guys the very basic thing that made me fall in love with coding, which was outputting to the console. That first line of code that I outputted really made me fall in love to see that anything that I write can be outputted. Now I'm not here to make the videos too long. I want them short and simple and to the point. Today's topic is going to be user input, and we're going to start right off with creating the base skeleton of the main class. So this is the skeleton class of the main. We have a public class user input, which is our class name, which matches the file name, and then we have the main method, which is a public static void main string arguments. I went over this in the last video. Before we ask the user what we need to set up a scanner object. So we're going to say scanner, just give it any variable name, scanner object, and we're going to say new scanner and system.in. And we're just going to import that library in, import scanner java.utilities, okay? And now we create our scanner object, okay? Create scanner object. And what I'll do is I will put the source code in the description. The second thing we want to do is we want to ask the user what to put in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say System.out.println, enter your name. Okay? And now what we need to do is we need an object, which is going to be our scanner object. We need this to contain what the user puts in. Holding user's input. We will create a string object of the name, call it username, and we'll say scannerObject.nextLine. Okay? Now what this next line is doing is when it runs through the code, as soon as it runs out this, the very next line, our scanner object will begin scanning. And whatever it takes in, it's going to store that into the username. As you can see, we have it stored as a string. So the next line will be stored, whatever the string is, and it'll output it to the user. So now we can say outputting user's name. So we'll say System.out.println, and we'll say your name is, we'll concatenate it with the variable username, and we will close that off. And now I'm going to add one comment here, asking user for their username. And I know I spelled this wrong, so asking user for their username. So real quick, we created the scanner object, which is the most important piece of this puzzle. Then we are asking the user for the username. So we're asking the user, what is your name? After that, whatever the user puts in on the next line is what we're going to store into our username variable. And then we're printing out everything here to make sure that everything worked as we expected. So now let's run it the regular Java way, the quick way. It's asking me to enter my name, Bucker Code. Your name is Bucker Code. So beautiful. It worked. So that's the basis of the scanner object. That's how you take in user information. Then you output it into your system. I don't really know how to do an outro. But yeah, that's basically how you do it. And comment down below if you need any additional help. I'll be glad to help you. As always, thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.